Let's talk about keyboards for a second. I know a lot of people are like, keyboards, whatever. But you know what? Let's be honest. It's physically, other than the mouse, the thing you interact with the most on your system. So what happens when a company like NZXT decides to make both enthusiast and consumer grade products in the same genre? Well, you get this. The Function. That's actually what it's called. It's called the Function. So this would be kind of a two-part video in the same video. We have a retail selection for the Function keyboards, and then we have the built to consumer, or direct to consumer they call it. This is where you can kind of spec it and outfit it how you want using the build configurator. And then you can have a keyboard that will completely match your setup with the keycaps that you want, the colorway that you want, the color of the keyboard base that you want, the switches that you want. I mean, it can really be tailored to completely match your system. We're gonna start first with the retail stuff because this is what's like pre-built, already assembled, and we'll set this guy aside because you don't need to know about that yet. But anyway, this is like, if you were to just like, I wanna order a keyboard, kind of pre-assembled, et cetera, this is what you'd get. So you have different sizes, obviously. You have your 104, you have your 88, you've got your, obviously your 10 keyless, different colors and such here, and I should have probably...
Oh my God. We'll be back from the ER.
Aw.
Tape has defeated you.
All right, so the first one we're looking at here, this is the Function Mini TKL or 10 keyless. So this is gonna be an 88 key, and it is not gonna have a 10 keypad on the side. This is what I think a lot of people are using these days. I personally need a 10 key. I use 10 key all the time. I thought it was like chrome for a second because of the shininess there. So you can scan the QR code for manuals and such. Yeah, and let me just kind of preface this with this video. There's a lot of configurations. And by a lot, I mean a lot. There's like 5 different colors for colorways. There's colors you can pick for cables. There's the switch types. There's the keycap material. There's the color of the keycaps. You can arrange the keycaps and mix colors as you want. I obviously can't cover all of that in this video. So we are just gonna have to have you guys go to the website and check out a lot of it as much as you can. But anyway, this is clearly a linear key. There's no tactile feedback. This is Phil's worst key. Phil hates these kinds of keys. He needs like the click click, or at least the tactile hump.
At least tactile.
Tactile hump. He wants the clicky, but you know what though? It's got the sound. Wait. We gotta do it. You ready? Enhance. 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 So what else do you get in the box here? Obviously we are gonna have our cable, which is detachable by the way. Hey, look at that, keycap puller and a switch puller, because even the retail stuff is hot swappable when it comes to key switch type. So let's say you got one of the pre-builts and you decided later you wanted to change. They use the stretchiest stuff for their packaging, I swear. So the key switch type here actually is Gateron, not Cherry, so that's something to point out. But let's say you decide later you want to change it, you can. So here's the keycap puller right here. Ooh, it's even purple, like NZXT purple. So you would just click that on and there, that comes right off. So there's the switch, as you can see right there. So if you wanted to change out the switches, and here's the thing, you could change out just certain switches if you wanted. You could have your WASDs be linear and everything else be clicky or whatever. But anyway, you can remove the little tab on the top and the bottom, just squeeze, and there it is. The switch comes right out. So you can see the pins on the back right there. Typically this would just be soldered in. So that's what this guy is right here. If you were to order a bare bones kit, which you can get from NZXT, and this one's black, you can also get gray, and I believe also white. Look at all the rubber pads on there. So it's not gonna slide all around. So this is like the exact same base as what this keyboard is, but nothing's on there. So you would be able to order a kit that would come with all the switches that you wanted, the keycaps that you wanted, the size that you wanted, the color that you wanted. So I mean, as an example, if we were building it out and then, boop, there it is right there. And then you take your keycap and get that on there. I think it's upside down, but that's fine. There you go. Even the retail one is friendly with customization, which is cool. I've never actually built a custom keyboard. In fact, Nick was getting into the custom keyboard stuff, and I think he's, well, we won't get into that story. It's a sore subject for him. He did it at the height of the unavailability of stuff. So this is, it took like a year to get it. Detachable USB-C plug. So that plugs in right here in the back. Pretty simple, and it's offset to the side. What's the length on this like? Let's see. A lot of keyboard companies don't give you enough length. Oh wow, that's actually pretty long. That's easily gonna be like 3 meters. Yeah, it's more than a J-span. So before I show you the other keyboards though, this is a volume wheel right here, and then we do have buttons on the side right here, because obviously you're gonna have, you know, like your function keys and such, and here they are right here. They are assignable through NZXT's CAM. Same thing with the RGB. So NZXT's CAM is gonna be required to do any of the customization of the keyboards themselves. Let's put the bare bones over there. This is the same keyboard, only it's a 104 full size with a 10 key. So because it's all black on black here, it's gonna look exactly like the 88 over here, only it's the full length with the 10 key on the side. But what I wanna see here is the function 10 keyless. So you'll notice this is a mini TKL. So all of the function buttons over here, I see function, like the arrow keys and page up, page down, scroll lock, all that sort of stuff. F key, F row, it's all squished down right above the number row. And all of these buttons, which would normally be spaced out, as you can see right here, are just squished over to the side. So that's to make this as small as possible, but still have as many of the function buttons that you would use still be present on the keyboard. A lot of the mini keyboards will still just omit those buttons entirely to make it as small as possible. But this is the 10 keyless with a wrist rest in white. So I'm really curious as to how this one looks, because this would go really well with some of the white builds that I've done. And this is what I mean when I say that you can start to really incorporate a theme with your keyboard to tie it into your setup. So here is the white keyboard, black keys. And these are 60 gram keys, by the way. The linear and the tactile are 60 grams. So if you're wondering about the weight, they're a little heavier. Typically you'll find 40 gram or 50 gram with like some of the cherry stuff. 60 is a little heavier, but you know what? It just feels nice. Let's talk about the wrist rest real quick. It's actually magnetic. See? Very grippy though. Wow, it's like rubberized. The rubberized is nice. And if you don't want it, you just put it aside, put it in a drawer or something next to your desk, and then if you want it, you just be like, oh, there it is. When you slide your keyboard around, it goes with it without having to have because a lot of keyboards will have like tabs that are on there and you have to like that with it or something. Actually holds pretty good. How? Okay, I was curious. It's durable. I mean, if it can't pass the J drop test, you know, I was curious. Look at all the rubber feet on the bottom of the wrist rest too. Okay, so anyway, this is essentially like features the same. I just have the 88 key. It's got the same buttons on the side right here. It's got the volume wheel. Your F row is a little bit more spaced out. You got your spaces between the F keys. It's a little bit higher above the number row. And over here, you got your arrow keys and your home, page up, page down, print, and all that stuff over here on the side, like it traditionally would be. But let me clear this desk off real quick, because what we have over here is the custom keyboards that came in a specific, I requested a specific color combo to match our company colors, and I want to see how that turns out, because I have not opened it yet, because I wanted to do this on camera for you guys. So I'm going to start with the cables here. This is a purple cable. So this is obviously going to be the USB-C cable for connecting it to your computer. And it has, I believe, 5 different colors. I think it was black, white, yellow, blue, red, cyan, I believe, and purple, clearly. All the color, look, links down below, I promise, not even be on the screen of all the different colors and stuff. The purple, oh, so it's like a nice paracord, just like the black is. It's nice, the purple looks good, nice and vibrant and saturated. This will also work with anyone else's keyboard that's USB-C. So if you just want to get the NZXT cable, you can do that. This is red. How vibrant is the red? Sometimes red comes off as like a very deep blood red, or sometimes even slightly orangey. Their red is very, very bright red. Can you see that, Phil?
That's orange. But I'm colorblind.
It's red. Take my word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
So there's the red, and that one's blue. But anyway, enough about the cables. I need to leave the red one aside, because that's probably going to be from mine. Ooh, this is their own custom color combo. Look at that, the blue. It's blue, gray, and white. The click has like a more mechanically click than a typical.
Yeah.
This would be so annoying on a stream. Yeah, unpopular opinion, I like the linears. Now this does have custom functions as well, and you can see right here with the circle on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these do have profiles that can be associated with them. That's why there's the extra numbers right there. Other than that, it's very similar. White. They got some blue switches here on the enter, the number row, or the movement keys, as well as the escape key. What else is in the box here? We have more stuff. So this has a black cable. Oh, we have some extra keys here. Okay, so they provided black keys for the keys that have the blue. I kind of wish the wrist rest had custom colors associated with it as well. Okay, so this is not my color theme. This would be more like a Gamer's Nexus edition, which I don't know if NZXT is just kind of trolling me right there. So let's open the gray first. This is the bitty itty bitty one. That's better. That's better. Gray and purple. That looks cool too. The tactile with no click is nice. They were supposed to send me one that had my colors. Ah, here it is.
Ooh, that's a
See,
good
it
call.
even matches the shirt. If I were gonna change anything, and you know, I could still do this.
Yeah, you could
I could still do this right now. We're gonna do this right now. I'm gonna take the dark gray keycaps for the F row, and I'm gonna switch them here, so I'll have the light ones up here. Let's do this real quick. We'll come back when it's done. We're not gonna make you watch it happen. So as you can see, I swapped over the gamer keys, the WASD, F1 through 4 and 9 through 12, and not F13, which I didn't even notice this had F13 key at first. I don't know if that's because of a Mac compatibility type thing or what, but anyway, and then I swapped over the printer or print screen, scroll lock, and pause buttons over there. And then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the red USB on there. I'm not sure, I think they just gave us black with this one, but whatever. So you can see now what the red would look like coming out of that once this cable gets trained. That's, you know, look, I'm with a lot of you. I'm not a huge keyboard snob. Like I'm not super into keyboards and customizing them and stuff, but this is kind of fun. Because I just suddenly wanted to switch the keycaps and such, and you can. And here's the thing, it's a lot of work, but if I decided, you know what, if I want these tactile, I can change it all over. I feel like that's very J2 Sensei right there. I know a lot of people are like, no, the MKBHD. Look, I like my colors. All right, so there's too much to cover in one video about all the different keycap types, because you've got ABS keycaps on the pre-assembled keyboards. On these custom keyboards, it's PBT. The one last thing we need to do right now is we need to plug it in so that we can see what the lighting looks like on it. That's really bright. So you can kind of see, right? There is some light coming through, like the light colored keycaps, like the red ones and stuff. But this looks so awesome right here. I think I'm gonna have to use this now. Or, because I do need a 10 key personally, switch it all over to the 10 key one. Which I could do, but not right this second. But what you should do right this second at least is go down in the description below, go to the BLD site where you can configure your own keyboard, see pricing. There was even a price drop on this from when they initially launched it. And the nice thing about that is the fact that they ended up issuing refunds to everyone who had already purchased it. They reduced the price by $20 pretty much across the board for the 10 key, and the 10 key list, and then for the 10 key mini, I think it was a $10 difference, which they refunded that difference as well, because they wanted to be in line with where the customer feedback was, and so they felt like a slight refund was available to people in terms of just reducing the price to make it a little bit better and more affordable for people. So that's good to see. So anyway, sound off down below if you're into keyboards, and look, it's like audiophiles, headphone people, keyboard snobs are just as snobby as any other snob in any genre of hobby. If you're a keyboard snob, are you even drawn to this? Or does this seem like a really good middle ground for people that want to get into customizing their own keyboard, but maybe not necessarily looking to spend hundreds of dollars on doing something like this? Because I'll tell you right now, the 10 key keyboard is $129, which is way cheaper than even like any of the other keyboards that we've used and showed around here with, you know, all of the like function key rows and all that sort of stuff. That's a lot cheaper than any of those. And you get the customization of being what you want. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Sound off down below how you feel about this. Huge thank you to NZXT for sending us these keyboards. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.